So today we'll be talking about the NBA Finals. The NBA Finals between the Miami Heat and the Denver Nuggets. Let's get into it. I, with everyone else, believe that the Denver Nuggets are the favorite in the series, because they have the two-time MVP Nikola Jokic, who is, in my opinion, the best player in the league, and he showed us that through these playoffs. And I think that they're the favorite, and they possibly have a great chance of winning because they have the best duo in the league when Jamal Murray plays like this. What he did to my Lakers was just dumbfounding. He was legitimately prime Steph Curry out there just pulling up, and it didn't miss. And I think if he's shooting on all cylinders like that against the Miami Heat, they're going to have a problem defending it. I think that the Boston Celtics would have been a better matchup for this team. That's why I kind of wanted them to win, but I also want to see Jimmy get his first ring. But I think the Miami Heat can do a decent job of defending them too. Jimmy Butler is clamps, we all know this, and I think that the best way for them to be able to beat the Denver Nuggets is to possibly have Jimmy Butler defend Jamal Murray. And I think that will work out because it'll slow down Jamal Murray, but the only problem with this plan is that basically Jimmy Butler's going to get tired out a lot faster having to guard Jamal Murray because he moves a lot off of screens. But I think he's their best option for them to slow down Jamal Murray. And for Jokic, I think he's just going to have his way. I would say that Bam will be able to stop him, but I don't think he can because AD wasn't able to stop him. And AD has a lot more height than Bam does, but Bam is a lot more athletic than he is. So I think Bam, his best thing to do against Jokic is kind of be like a Patrick Beverley type defender. I think he just needs to be up in Jokic's face all the time and just dedicate everything to try and slow down Jokic because he's the key to their team. And I think if he's all up on Jokic, doesn't give him time to think, and he's a pest, then that'll work. Because if you don't give Jokic time to think, he's not going to be able to facilitate as easily and get to the basket and be able to, do his little turnaround post hook. And I also think while he's being backed down, because Jokic is for sure going to back down Bam because of the weight difference, they need to have some of their guards come in while he's backing him down and try and steal the ball. And I know the major problem with that is Jokic is a great passer, so he's just going to kick out to the shooter. But I believe, like I said, if Bam's acting like a pest, it'll distract him and you'll be able to get that steal. Another thing that's really going to determine the series is the Denver Nuggets bench. The Denver Nuggets have a lot of great bench players like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who's a great three-point shooter and defender for that team. Aaron Gordon, who's a great defender, and he's a lob threat for that team. Get you buckets inside. I don't believe this player is really a role player, but Michael Porter Jr., who's a dude who can just randomly give you 25 points when you need it. But the problem with him is once he catches that ball, it's going up. Promise you that. Always going up. Don't even think about it. Getting that ball. And I just think that this Miami team, they're going to need to have all their role players play just like they did in that Celtics series. They're going to need Gabe Vincent to be prime Michael Jordan, just shooting like how he is. They're going to need Caleb Martin to be what he was in that Game 7, just getting absolute buckets. And I believe it's possible because the Celtics have a great defense, and so did the Denver Nuggets. And I think the Celtics have a greater perimeter defense than the Denver Nuggets. And they were able to do it against the Celtics, so I think that'll translate pretty well. And one of the X factors for the Miami Heat is that there's a possibility that Tyler Herro could come back during this series, which is a great thing for the team. Only downfall I can see is he'll be very rusty because he hasn't played since the first round, but it's going to be a great X factor for the team. I think Tyler will be able to get into his groove, and if he can, we have a series on our hand. Now, let's talk about my predictions for the series. I'm kind of stuck between 5 or 4. I think that this is going to be a very dominant series for the Denver Nuggets. And for my final prediction, I'm going to say that the Denver Nuggets are going to take this to 5 games. Then they're going to take it to 5 games, and that Nikola Jokic is going to be Finals MVP for this team and put him in the higher upper echelon of all-time centers after this ring. It's going to really certify his dominance and his greatness. But those are just my thoughts. Leave down your predictions for the NBA Finals below. NBA Sphinx, out.